Oh man, don't do this to me.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my battle. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your gospel. Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. What do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me now? Hello? Oh, that is a problem. I can't hear you. Hang on. Let me figure out what is happening. Output up. Why is that not working? No, it's not. Say, testing, testing. Wait, I don't think that works. External microphone it is? Okay. Oh my god, what is happening? Hang on. Discord is causing a lag. Why can I not? There we go. Okay, so, what? Oh my god, yeah, I see you have 28. Holy moly. Let's see, is anybody talking in the Discord? Okay, I cannot hear anybody. So let's see, I have to go to something else. Nope, can't hear anyone still. I guess it's my... Keep talking, folks. Ba ba ba. Okay, keep talking. Hang on, let me pull out the piece of paper that had my little cheat sheet on it. Where is it? Where is it? Sir, where did you go? I need you right here. No. Come on.
So, that's lovely.
Sir, you're being a stinker. There we go. Multi-output device. And on Discord, external
I
microphone.
can hear somebody.
Alright, I can hear you now.
Yay!
What?
So I came in and screaming the question, "What do you mean for the last time?"
Okay, so if you didn't see the VTM stream,
I did not. I was not here.
he's not dead necessarily, but he's basically in a coma.
Oh no! Oh, that's bad. How did he get there?
Okay, so we were going after a target, and I figured, okay, it's one dude, and I already have the Diablerie thing, so he's gonna see me as the biggest threat. I have the most health, so I can probably take the most hits. What I did not count on was freaky demon magic and dual wielding shotguns.
Oh
So,
boy,
so basically, what happened was he came at me with the shotguns. He hit me once. I managed to dodge the other one, and then
mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, he's got an output of 4 damage in a single turn. More, actually, if he decides to completely focus on me. I have 6 health and I can only heal 1 a turn. I need to frenzy so that I only take about half damage. And I'm going to have to dismiss for now. But the thing is, frenzy, you cannot tell the difference between an enemy and a friend. So, like I said, this guy had freaky demon magic and was dual wielding shotguns. He was doing a number on all of us, basically. Everything was going horribly. Demetrius called his werewolf buddy, who thankfully arrived in time to do something, destroyed the guy we were fighting. But then Dominic
Mm-hmm.
had no target, and so he went to the next closest target, which was a teammate, of course.
Oh,
And that was when he started rolling god tier rolls.
well then.
Okay, so the way that the system works is you have a certain amount of d10s, and everything above a 5 is a success, and a 0 is or I guess a 10, is a critical success. And then for the hunger dice, a critical success is 3 successes. And he just
Oh,
kept getting criticals. Hang on, let
I
me
hate
find the
that.
I know it's in general. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and he rolled 8 dice, and that was one of the trying to hit. Uh, a 12 on the next one, again to hit poor Labinas, and I said they hate you so much, and that was the point where Demetrius tried to stake him, and I rolled 11 successes.
Ooh.
So like he tried, but he just could not hit Dominic. And then Jimmy panicked and punched him instead of doing something useful. And then the werewolf had to step in. And remember how I said he
Oh my
basically
god.
ripped the dude in half? Werewolves are extremely strong. So yeah, he almost
That's
vaporized
great.
Dominic with that.
That's wonderful.
So now I have a backup character. Who knows how long I'll have to play him for, or even if I will be able to go back.
My character, um, not in like not in that specific game, but like D&D in general. He is the strongest person. He cannot fight in any battles for fear that he'll get a nat 20. And when he gets nat 20 is when it's completely useless.
when the dice decide, screw you. That is the funniest thing to me, though. When the dice decide character development, like, Dominic was originally supposed to be kind of a badass. Like, he doesn't mess with people, but when people mess with him, he just absolutely annihilates them. But no, the dice said, let's give him anxiety. Let's traumatize him every fight.
Oh no. Ain't that wonderful?
Oh no, I found the only weakness of this method of streaming, which, hang on, I have the eraser on. That's why it's not doing anything. The only weakness of this is I can't actually chat with my friend as I'm as I'm doing this, because you can see my phone screen and you can see my computer screen. Wait, if I open it in a new window. Ha ha! Am smart. Matt that he can say hi if he wants. Alright, Matt is watching the stream. Hello, almighty DM. Wait, hang on, why is it not? There we, I don't know why it did that.
Oh.
Okay. So if you see a, Matthew, be sure to say hello.
Oh.
Yep.
Matthew's profile picture is what I used to use as my background on my old computer.
Nice.
The fact that I recognize that in 3 seconds is...
Yeah, I think it's so funny, though, the fact that it's, of course, the moment the opponent is removed from the picture. Actually, I think I figured out why he started rolling insanely, because I dropped a dice in the middle of that, and I'm pretty sure the dice I dropped wasn't a D10, but instead it was a D8. So I think I had been rolling a D8 among the D10s and not realizing.
Oh.
Let me
Let me
see. So I got my first one. I got the sparkly. I got the plain, and I got the metal. Yeah, I don't think I have any other sets. So it was a D8 that I had been. Oh my god! Oh, that explains so much! Oh, that explains all the garbage luck. Because I could. What? Yeah. Oh my god, that's great. That is so funny. Of course. Yeah, but the backup character is kind of insane. He's got many personalities.
Ooh.
I mean, his main one, he's an absolute marshmallow, but still.
I don't make many characters because people usually just like, okay, you can use the same ones over and over again.
Mm.
I've got one that basically owns an entire village. And another that is a living powerhouse that can knock over a mountain. Another one that is a snake abomination that can heal anybody. And a war force that is obsessed with turtles.
Oh yeah, you said he went on a rampage.
when he thought a turtle died. Yeah, I remember during the boss fight because everyone got kidnapped and brought to the main castle or whatever where the whole like underground system was going on, and they just had an entire room of turtles that he was just playing with turtles, and when everybody was like escaping and running away, he turned around, faced the main boss, shook his hand, and then blew up.
Oh my god, that's great.
The DM was so unbearably confused.
I love that.
I am one of those
Whoa.
people who's a blast to play with.
Sounds like it. There used to be this game that we played called Can Nikki Weaponize It? And basically the idea was give me a random object that is not meant to cause damage. And like basically the rules were I cannot use it to hit people with, but I need to try to weaponize it. For instance, one of my favorites was the chariot, or as it started to become known, the hell wagon. Uh,
The
we put roller skates on a chair, and we put lances on the chair. And I seem to remember we had a dragonborn in the party with ice breath, so we used that to make it go even faster, and we came up with a formula to do damage based on speed.
Oh my goodness.
It was terrifying. It's
Get the Thomas
maximum
the Tank Engine music.
Yeah, basically. I don't think we ever actually got to use it, but still,
Oh, that would have been awesome.
it would require like the perfect setup to actually utilize. I don't even know what I'm doing with the shading here, but I'm really enjoying it.
Fabulous. I,
Holy
I,
moly!
huh,
Wow. I'm
I mean, that's
surprising
really
myself.
yeah.
This is effective.
Can I to the character that owns a village? She her main weapon. Nobody knows why she has it or how she got it, but she has an overpowered pickaxe. And the only way to piss her off is to tell her that a pickaxe is a horrible weapon.
And she's going to show you why you're wrong.
Exactly. The,
Why do
the
you use
reason
a
why
pickaxe? That's a terrible weapon. Why do I hear boss music?
exactly, you get it. Oh my goodness. She I was actually making a story based off Minecraft, and I'm sorry I'm pausing so much.
That's fine.
Um
Totally
she
value your thoughts.
she has she's not actually the chief of a village or chieftain, but everybody calls her that because the actual chief is an idiot. He wants to go to war with every neighboring kingdom. He it is so like such a stupid story because the entire village is basically just a refuge for every criminal in existence. As long as you're in there, no other kingdom can touch you.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
and there's only one rule, which is you can't assassinate the chief.
No, I'm sorry. If you've got a city full of criminals, the only rule is don't get caught.
That is true. But this is also with a chief that's an absolute jerk. So, and like most of the entire book is just her stopping a war between two kingdoms, saving a bunch of people from execution, and stopping people from trying to execute her husband.
Why are there so many executions? That's just how we deal with things here, huh?
Yeah, just you got a problem, execution.
I mean, it makes the problem go away, that's for sure.
Yep.
Oh my god, how? How? How is this happening? This is
How is what
crazy.
happening?
Just I'm trying a brand new thing with the shading, and somehow the stripes make it work so much better.
Yes, very much. It does.
And it I think it did a good job of conveying the type of material, like it's a very loose, light material.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but I'm just gonna leave it because it doesn't look right blank.
Hmm.
Let's see.
I've always been told that I'm not a good drawer, but I'm absolutely amazing at coloring things and shaping things.
Hmm. Well, what I do with art, the way I practice is I draw the same thing over and over. Like but basically, for instance, say you want to draw a cat. Draw a cat, decide one thing you don't like, maybe the eye, and focus on the eye and draw it again and again and again and again until you like the eye. So now you know how to draw the eye really well. And then draw the cat again and decide another thing, the ears maybe, and repeat. And eventually, it'll look amazing.
There was actually an idea I had for Creatures of Scenario to take the three main starters and create a comic that is kind of like cartoonish-ish, but also has like a lot of story that still revolves around their natural instincts.
Okay. Not all sunshine and rainbows.
Definitely not. Um, I don't know how to say the name, but I just call them water dogs. The blue lizard.
Lycius?
Yes, I can't say that, but like for the list for like yeah, gonna call just gonna call it water dog. That's not how my brain broke. But like having like a pack of water dogs and then all of a sudden having like a Kendall come in and just start destroying everything.
Hmm.
And then after eating one just disappears.
Because I mean, it's had its meal.
And that's how it's weird.
Wow. Okay, this is wild. I did not know the power of the overlay layer. That is really cool. Like, look at this. If I change it to normal, monstrosity. So now let's see. Can I do the same thing with light? And let's do a half tone. Can mess with it later. I did a drawing of Clatter, my Kenku monk character, and it took me so long, and I used so much overlay, shading, that sort of thing, and it looks amazing. Actually, let me see if I can bring it up. Something about the eyes on this I just don't like. Maybe it's because it's such a weird expression on him. Because he is no longer calm. Matt is saying, tell the Eldritch Blast story, and I'm like, wait, what? No, hey, I did not say. No, back to gallery. I already said save his copy. I don't know if it's just a me thing, but when I'm looking for an old drawing and stuff, I talk to my sketchbook and I sound like I'm insane. Like, I know you're here. Come on. I don't know why that one is so stretched. Yeah, but check this out. Oh, yeah, okay, so we calculated the power of Eldritch Blast, and it makes a cannon look like a rubber band.
Well done.
Yeah. But that's the extra work I put into the eyes, as always. And the kind of coarse feathers. And, like, I have almost never tried drawing feathers. I think there was one other time. So I decided, well, they're all going to be small because Kenku are flightless, so they're not going to have, primaries and whatnot. They're not going to have the big ones. It's going to be all cover feathers. So I can probably just treat them like fur. Yeah, but I think these little white lines, they really sell it.
I don't think anybody can see it.
Wait, what? Did it stop?
It's
Ah! Oh! How did that happen? How did I drop out of... Oh. How did I drop out of the call? That's weird. It is so
Discord
weird.
just decided to say no.
Exactly.
I don't know how to do it, but I want to. I've been working on a Wild West based story, of four people trying to get rich, but they all have different ways of doing it. So it like always gets in the way and they're always splitting up.
God. Yeah, but this is clatter.
Also, yes, it's fabulous.
I put there's the eye. I always go insane on the eye. That's a quality of all of my drawings. I have no chill when it comes to drawing the eyes. I've always been incredible at drawing eyes. Back in, I think it was middle school, was when I really started to get it right. Oh, hang on, is that the? Oh, that's the more realistic Hollow Knight thing. The bug skull. That's scary.
That's kind of, yeah, that's kind of weird.
And I'm trying to see. Here's a good one in terms of the eye. Never actually finished this one. I should get to that.
I've got so many drawings I've never finished. And I just leave it at that.
Oh yeah. And hang on, if I turn off the color layer. Look at that! Ah! Like, that is just such a cool thing. Just the, only the blue is such a cool effect.
Yes.
Oh yes, and this is what most of my things are. So it goes from that to this. Come on, if it'll load. But, you know, I have like 300, 400 drawings in the app, and 10 of each is just the same drawing. Hang on.
I have 75 files in the app that I use with around 10 to 20 photos in each on different levels. And I need to clean it out because if I don't, my stuff's gonna crash.
Oof. And here's Faith. Come on, if it'll load. Come on. Yep. And it's funny, I live in the middle of the woods, and yet for some reason I still do not know what a tree looks like. I hate
Wait, hold
backgrounds.
on, what?
I hate backgrounds so much. Oh, hang on, what's... Why can't I see the screen? Hang on. Watch stream. Hello? Has Discord cancelled on... Discord has cancelled on it again! Thanks, Discord. Screen share. I don't know why you decided to stop. I never said you could stop.
That sounds so like I have no idea how to put that without it sounding very wrong.
Why can I not see? Three. Okay, if I stop watching. Did my phone just turn off?
Probably.
Sir, what are you doing?
What if it's a man?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is trying. Pattern required after powering on. I have 54%. Why are you like this? I swear this phone has no idea what battery power it's at. It has never known.
Sounds like my old phone.
There we go. That's nice. Okay, let's go back to this.
I don't know how to draw feathers without it being very strange.
Well, depends on what you are drawing. Like, are they really tiny feathers? Would it be really messy? In that case, treat it more like fur.
No, it's more like
That's faith.
Indian styled hat feathers.
Big ones, you mean?
Yeah, big ones.
Uh, yeah, by themselves is always hard.
Yeah.
There's the fun one where I decided, hey, I want to do some practice with colored light sources, and then my brain immediately gave me the middle finger and decided we're doing 4. I mean, it looks amazing, but it hurt to do. I you can see over here, I'm trying to figure out how all the different filters and everything work.
That looks like it took a while, and my brain does not comprehend.
It did. My brain didn't comprehend either. I had to look up like 5 tutorials. And I was just writing all the details like, yes. I was trying to do a chain shirt that was the. And there's Dominic's reference sheet. Man looks like he runs on coffee and spite.
Yes.
Oh, the different slides I had to do for the meme. And the cowboy boots. I think halfway through the stream, if you go back and watch it, you'll notice that we started changing our names.
Oh.
Oh, hang on, I'm still on the highlight. Okay, then it works. Because
Them exist.
we had a joke. It's one of the bits I'm animating. I don't trust you. Why not? Because you're a slut. Why do you? Because you wear cowboy boots. Okay, so I'm not as good with the highlights.
Why do we got Yoda in the chat?
I have no idea. It's strange. I'm looking up every now and again, and it's just like this requires brain power to decipher. Oh, and the amaryllis that I got for Christmas is finally blooming, and it's being an overachiever. It's making up for its failure of a cousin. I got another amaryllis last year, and they're supposed to be absolutely beautiful flowers, but ours was a very nice ornamental grass.
I'd like to say something for the chat real quick for the people who don't know how to speak Yoda. It is literally cutting the sentence in half and moving the backside in front of the first. That's all it is. It's not that difficult.
Oh, there we go. That's nice.
I need to stop thinking I'm cool.
Every, I mean, same. Like every time I try to do something cool, it just backfires. So,
I have so much karma up against me because I'll say anything like, "Hey, I'm a great person." All of a sudden, someone comes around the corner, it's just like, "No, you're a piece of shit." It's like, okay, that's fair.
same.
Like just sad puppy eyes walking away.
Ah!
What?
I tried to zoom in and one of my fingers tapped before the other, so it just made a line zooming off into the distance. Yeah, see this thing I did though? Like I found that technique not that long ago and I really love it. Holy moly. Well that hang on, can I get rid of literally everything else? Had to do it to him. Wow.
Uh,
I see a bit that I can change.
do you know the hue trick?
Hue trick I would like to learn.
When you're doing skin colors, you know how it's like slight, like in the general, it is near the shade of red.
Yep. I use anywhere in this spectrum.
When you take the first skin color, just move the hue closer to red a bit and make it darker, and it'll give more of that semi-colorful effect, but also still give like, hey, skin color.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay, and now I'm going to make another overlay so I can do the deep shadows.
Fabulous.
So now we take this and we do it to normal. And this should be a little darker if I remember how it works, which to be fair, I probably don't. That is a lot darker. That is because it's not on overlay. There we go. I'm smart. Have been doing art many years. I'm so smart.
I keep stopping from doing art. Like, I'll sit there and be like, somebody will come to me and be like, "That's the most amazing art you've ever done in your life," and then I'll be like, "Okay, I'm done for the month."
My problem is that my brain keeps proposing ideas that would look amazing, but I don't have the skills. There's a piece of artwork I did. I think it was actually my final one year, but it's a Ruby fan art basically. And do you know what that is? RWBY.
No.
Okay, so it's like badass fairy tales. They're like the characters are loosely based on fairy tale characters.
Ooh.
And so I decided I'm going to use Alice in Wonderland.
Hmm.
And so I looked at, what kind of creatures are in the story. And there is a griffin, apparently. So that was the only design I had in that piece that wasn't my own. And one thing about the Grimm is that they have armor plates. So what I did, I cut out pieces of paper and I layered them. And the effect was incredible.
Huh.
The Jabberwocky is a dragon and has, I think, 9 or 10 layers of paper. The tongue is on a separate layer from the cheek, which is on a separate layer from the teeth, and then the teeth are several layers underneath the actual jaw, so that it gives the illusion that, well, it's not an illusion, that there's a space between the teeth and the edge of the jaw.
Chunky boy.
Yeah. And then the eye is like a bright red, and it's deep set, so it's behind several layers. So it actually is sunken. And there's
Hmm.
some areas where the shading actually mimics another layer being there. So you can't tell what is layered and what isn't. And it's like this really cool 3D kind of thing. It looks more 3D than it actually is in some places.
Nice. That sounds really cool.
It took me so long to do. And the entire time I'm just cutting out these tiny little pieces of paper. I'm like, I hate myself. It's gonna look amazing, but I hate myself.
Beauty is pain.
Yeah. I always joke art is 90% suffering, 9% I don't know what to do, and 1% just riding the high.
I just realized I have missed the past 3 weeks of school, and I'm gonna miss 2 more because of the COVID.
Oh wow.
And my art class was like, okay, you can put in submissions of what you want to do. I decided to put in comic book. That was supposed to be last week that we did that.
No.
So that's it's great, you know.
Yeah. Oof. Oh god. I remember we had a photography class, and well, no, it wasn't photography. It was something like the graphic design and technology and that sort of thing. And I found out that one of the projects was like video. And I just look over at my only friend in the class and I just give her a nod. And she just looks back and she nods back because, I do music videos and stuff all the time. And he was saying um, it's going to be based off of a song. It's going to be like a music video. And you're going to have these different elements and you're going to put it together and you're basically going to animate it using physical media. And so we chose a Lindsey Sterling song. We chose Crystallize, I think. And
Ooh.
there's a really nice video for it. She's playing in, there's like this ice hotel kind of thing, I think it was. And it's just really beautiful. But there's a scene where she's silhouetted. And we took that and we went through frame by frame and we got, I think, like 14 frames that we could loop reasonably well. And we picked that. And so we had an actual character moving around for part of our video.
Hmm.
We did really good with that.
I don't think I've ever done much drawing. There was when I was much younger, I moved to another school around first grade, and when I would draw something, people absolutely loved it. They would like after school, they would come up to me like, "Can you draw this for me?" Blah blah blah, stuff like that. And it became like such an expectation that I just started taking photos off frame and giving it to them, just like, "Leave me alone now, please."
Oh, yeah, that's no artist wants to hear, "Hey, can you draw me?"
Yeah,
It's like, no.
I've had I've had like there was only one kid. Like the biggest thing that people want but not hear when they're drawing something is you can do better.
Ah,
Because it's like, yes, you can do better, but it's also like, but but this is the best I can do right now. Kind
yeah.
of thing.
And then, of
And there was only
course,
one kid that ever did that.
uh, like, generally speaking, when I show my art to people, I want them to tell me what's wrong with it because, I can't improve without knowing where I need improvement.
Yeah.
But it irritates me when people are being nice. It's like, no, I don't want compliments. Tell me what I did wrong.
That is the same way with my stories. I have over 160 stories that I have written. I have
Wow.
sent them to many people. None of them say anything that's wrong with it.
Oh,
And there was only one person who ever did. And when he did, it was such nitpicky that you could tell it was fake.
oh.
And
Oh my god.
my friends break my heart because it's like I need you to tell me what's wrong with it.
Well, to be fair, sometimes people just don't know enough about it to tell you what's wrong.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
That's one of the biggest problems I see or I've encountered with trying to get people to critique my art.
Mm.
Although occasionally, even if they know nothing, a fresh pair of eyes is great.
Yeah,
Because you may be really proud of the hands, but they may be completely wrong.
I have felt that way too much.
Oh yeah. I I I have so many how to draw books. And basically the way I do things is I have 4 or 5 ways I can draw bodies and several ways I draw hands. And if one type doesn't work, I move on and I move on and I move on. And if I can't do it after what, like 4 tries or something, I get a new piece of paper.
Hmm.
I don't know what that shadow is doing. Okay, that's a thing now. See, what I love so much about overlay is the fact that I don't have to change the color of of my shading. I don't have to get a dark green and I don't have to get a darker gray. It's just one color.
I think there's only one drawing that I've ever been proud of. Because little known fact about me is that I do not have the sense of satisfaction when I do things.
Oh, same.
Like I can clean the entire house and I will not feel a thing about it.
Oh my god, same. My mom is always like, you need to make a list of what you need to do so you get the satisfaction of crossing it off. And I'm like, I don't know how your brain is wired, but I have ADD. Our brains are not wired the same way. You know this.
Yes. I I've had multiple times where people are just like, "Don't you feel satisfied that you finished something?" It's like, no, no, not at
I
all.
just immediately start dreading the next thing.
Yes, somebody who understands.
Oh. It's like, great, it's over. But I know it's happening again, so.
Wait, hold up. What's that? I have been given the role mom in another chat.
Um.
What?
I am confusion.
Honestly, I am the mom of the group, though. I sit there constantly telling people to go plug and drink water.
Drinking water is irritating.
Honestly, yeah.
The funny thing is, though, I can forget to eat or drink for an entire day, and I only start to get a headache at like 9 o'clock, but then it's really bad. And I'm nocturnal basically. So I get this headache at like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, why do I have a headache? And I'm just not hungry. But it's very obvious why I have the headache. But stupid me is like, huh, how could this have happened?
I I used to have the what is it called when you don't eat?
Uh, like the actual condition,
Yeah,
anorexia.
yes, that there
Oh
it is.
wow.
I used to have that for a very long time, and sooner or later, I kind of, for some reason, my brain just switched into overdrive with eating, and there was like one day where like my parents came home and they were just like, "Wait a minute, where's all the food?" And I was just like, "Oh, I ate it all. By the way, can we go to the store and get more?"
Oh, actually, I had a really similar thing happen. Um, so do you have ADD or ADHD?
Yes,
So
I
what
do.
probably happened was, um, do you think that was at a time where you were switching the dosage?
I actually couldn't get on medication at all.
Oh,
Um, because there was like a long time ago, there was a doctor who messed up my medication like really badly,
oh God.
and so I was kind of the I was set on medicine to take care of my ADHD and to help me with class, and that medicine made me stop eating.
Same. Like it's
And when
it's you know you need to eat, but eating is a chore basically,
hmm
and you have no desire to eat. Like food may be good, but it's like why do I have to do this? Oh my God, I know that. But what happened for me was I think I was 90 pounds in like at the beginning of high school, and then we I was switched to a lower dose, and I ate everything in the house for like a month on end, and I gained 30 pounds. And recently I've started to lose it again. Like I've started to balance out. And now at this point, I am 107 pounds soaking wet. So, yeah.
I don't know why, but I have this weird thing where I'm really lightweight compared to a lot of kids in my class. And I will have people who will randomly come over and pick me up.
I have never had that happen.
It's such an odd thing though, because when people do that, I have a weird thing where I can shift myself just a little bit and I will knock them over. And people get so confused, like,
How did that happen?
how did a girl that weighs 90 pounds knock over a guy who weighs 200? And it's just like weight balance.
Oh my god. That's great.
I had a friend back in elementary. We had a football team at at that age, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious that nobody ever messed with my friend for the fact that she was the absolute tiniest little ginger, and she would run at the football players.
Have you seen
And
that video of the penguin charging the dude and the dude falls over?
oh yes, yes,
Like that, basically.
yes.
God, that's great.
She was just an absolute ball of fury, and nobody would touch her. And it was even better because people would not pick on me for the fact that she was just like, oh, I can knock over them, she can knock over me. So nobody would come near me.
God, that is
I
great.
like less than her too, which is the scary part.
Yeah, I never like sports. The only sport that I like is volleyball. I've got a mean serve.
Ooh.
But oh, lacrosse was I'm pretty sure I have PTSD from that because we had so many girls in my school that were like on teams. You know what I mean? They have like 8 shirts or whatever from different events that they did, and they were so
Yeah.
mean. They were terrifying. Like you got anywhere close to the ball and suddenly they were swinging their lacrosse sticks at you full force, and it was like, please don't hurt me.
I I don't think I'll ever play any sport based game again because when I was younger and I was in soccer, and this was the only sport that I was ever in, I was in soccer and I wanted to be the goalie so bad. And it was just like, okay, you can finally be the goalie. When I was finally the goalie, I didn't realize how much force you had to put into like shoving your body in the way. So I would always like reach for the ball and then it would like tap my hand would go flying backwards. And I was just like, oh shit, I can't do this.
Everybody wanted me as the goalie because, you know, I can't do anything else. So basically, I decided that because I can't do anything else, I'm going to put myself between the ball and the net, and I'm just going to sit there. I took a ball to the face. Like somebody punted it from maybe 5 feet away, and I took the ball to the face and I kept going.
Oh my
It's like,
goodness.
Nikki, do you want to sit out? No, no, this is the only thing I can do. I'm keeping on doing this.
Have you watched the Seven Deadly Sins?
Yes, I love that show. New season is terrible, like the animation. They really cut the
Yeah.
budget.
What's that one guy that has the sun axe?
Escanor?
Yeah, when he fought one of the demons. Like it was a game of like who can hit each other the hardest. The person who runs away gets turned to stone.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That's how I imagine you with the goalie.
I'm not backing down.
I'm not backing down. You can't make me.
But, basically after that fact, everybody knew my spatial sense was pretty good, and they all wanted me as goalie. I was kind of a liability any other spot on the team, but goalie, I could do that.
During practice, I I have a massive fear of open spaces and crowds.
What is that, agoraphobia?
Yeah, that's agoraphobia. Agoraphobia. And I just can't be near people or in open spaces. So I would always rather sit under the tree or to the side of the field during games.
Mm.
Nobody would notice me like literally backing away to the very corner of the field. And I'm pretty sure my coach saw me doing that but wouldn't say anything for the fact that I was still in the playing field.
Haha.
I was just sitting in the corner.
Not breaking any rules,
I'm still in the game.
but I'm not doing anything anyway, so might as well not get trampled.
Yeah.
The one problem with volleyball, though, that I always had was for some reason, that thing is like a homing missile for my head. It does not matter where I am, where a game is happening, I'm going to get hit in the head. There was one
Just
time
imagine.
where we it was like a camp or whatever, and we were practicing in this massive gym. Like the ceilings were so high up, and I was going to get my ball, and somebody on the opposite side of the net, like the opposite side of the entire gym, serves, and I'm going to get my ball, and I pick my ball up, and I hear, "Nikki, look out!" And I turn around because it came from really far away. And I'm just sitting there like, huh? And then the volleyball hits me on the top of the head.
Oh no.
Like, you know how the actual volleyballs are really hard?
Oh
One of
yeah.
those arced across the entire gym to hit me right on the top of the head.
Oh no.
But the timing was perfect. "Nikki, look out!" And I turned around and I have a moment to just kind of tilt my head, and then bam!
Like one of those slow-mo scenes in the movies.
Yeah. It didn't knock me down, but I definitely staggered.
Uh,
More of the confusion of where did that come from?
I This is why I would always avoid the games. My school absolutely hated me. I don't know why. I don't know where the hatred came from, but it that school was absolutely horrible because it had one of those like really bad hierarchy systems where like if you were not hanging out with one of the popular kids, you were nothing.
Hmm. I've always been in the nothing group basically. Like I have my ring of friends and I am content with that. I'm
I
very
could not stand
introverted.
anybody.
I'm very introverted until I know that someone has a shared interest. And I think that's a thing with a lot of ADHD people.
Yeah. I think it just ends up being one of the things that's very like because it's already an outcasted thing to have ADHD and it's considered quote unquote special, that people treat it more of like, you want to go play games? Come on, let's go play games. And it's just like,
Yeah,
but I,
that's the hyperfixation though. I got to admit, it's useful when you can point it in the right direction. It is a
yeah,
godsend.
I, I absolutely hated the help classes that I got because I was put in one of those groups that's like, I have ADD, very small ADD, enough to be like in the special group, but not enough to actually affect any of my work if I were to be in a normal class.
Oh,
And
one of those classes that puts all of the people with like any kind of disability at all together.
yes,
That is so it,
I hated the class because I would always, and like no disrespect to the people who have disabilities or problems, but I would always be sit next to the people who were handsy and grabby, and
oh,
they would like grab my wrists and like force me to, like bang my hands on the table or something.
oh, jeez.
And
And
I was just like,
and of course
please, I just leave me alone.
there's something so disheartening as well, like, being someone who is only affected a tiny bit, like it's literally just an attention thing, and you're there with kids who in some cases can't even read.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're several, well, they're not several grades below, but in some cases they are, like in some subjects and whatnot. There's something so disheartening about that.
Mm.
What is?
I I don't really feel bad, but I also do at the same time because I'm not somebody who likes being in an ADHD group, even though I need to be.
Yeah, because it's just
Be-
an attention thing.
Yeah. I actually it's a little more for me because I've got a reading disability.
Oh, okay, well, in
Um,
that case, so
yeah. But it's still not as bad as people would think it would be. It's just that it's just very hard for me to make out words. Um, and being brought into I think because I got moved to another class, and for a certain part of it, I got taken out to go somewhere else. And I used to talk to the kids at my table all the time. And then after I got brought out and then brought back in after class at the next day, all of a sudden nobody was talking to me anymore. It's just like just because I was brought to a special class doesn't
oh,
mean that you need to treat me any different.
yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have, a couple of friends and I stick with them. Honestly, you can't go wrong with that.
Mm.
Let's see. Okay, I'm going to need to edit the skin tone of this because I do not like the shading color. Maybe I'll have to go through the hue thing and make it more gray, but then again, I think it's already as gray as it can be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do nails, aren't I?
You know what I just realized?
What?
There is an actual humanistic creature in Creatures of Scenario.
Jeff.
And there's actually now two of them.
A
There is one that is kind of like a small humanistic cat with
furry.
basically. And then there's another one that has four arms and is like more stranger of like less humanistic.
Hmm. It's weird because I have a very different definition of humanoid than a lot of people do. Because one of the how to draw books that I had a long time ago, um, it was saying like how to draw like monsters and stuff, and a lot of them you can actually apply a human skeleton, more or less.
Hmm.
Like picture the skeleton, and there's not that much that you have to change. So like that's the bare bones of it, and then you know, and then the lines themselves are not human. It sounds weird, but it makes sense, I promise.
I can see it.
I don't know what I'm doing. I was just winging it with the hands anyway. Okay, that doesn't look too bad from out here. The shirt draws attention away.
Yeah.
That is trippy. That is really trippy. Just like the rest of it unfinished and the shirt. You're just. Wow. That is so weird.
I'm looking through all the creatures and I think my favorite official creature so far is the Morinus.
Fluffy goat.
The I always called it the Yeti. I don't know why, but it just felt like when you make it all white, it looks like a Yeti.
I can see it. Oh, you know what? You would be the perfect person to ask for this. So my backup character, like I said, he's got like a multi-personality thing going on. There's
Hmm.
one of the personalities that I have not named yet, and it's the anxiety one, the one that basically exists to escape. I did
Hmm.
a lot of research on, um, multiple personality disorder, or dissociative personality disorder is another one that it's sometimes called. He's got six. They're all triggered by different things. They all have different specialties and stuff,
Hmm.
and they've all got names like Peaks, uh, which is the main one, which is short for PK, which is short for pocket knife because he has a sword that he draws from a hole in his hoodie pocket. Thus, it is his pocket knife.
Hmm.
There's Hunter, which is the most aggressive of his personalities. There's Evie, who has OCD. He needs everything to be just right. His name is Ev because E and V are the exact same distance from the beginning and end of the alphabet, respectively. So, and Ev is not to be confused with Evan, who
Hmm.
is just an unfeeling bastard. There's TJ, short for the Jester,
Hmm.
but I don't have a name for the anxiety one.
They sound like they've named themselves based off something they rather have or something that they're prone for.
Yeah, because one of the things about him, so every vampire has, like, every clan has like a curse or whatever, but every vampire has certain things that they must abide by, and it's different for everybody. And his is, first of all, he cannot sit on things properly. If he does, he will literally die. So he'll sit crossways across a chair. He will sit backwards on a chair. He will perch on a chair, but he will not sit normally. But his second thing is he cannot refer to anyone by their name, including himself. And thus he has these weird naming conventions.
Give him a number for a name.
We just call him 5 because he's too anxious to pick one.
Exactly. He cannot pick names, so he goes by his number.
That is genius. But I really am looking forward to see how long it takes for people to realize. Because he's usually going to be introducing himself as Peaks. However, depending on who's driving, he may very well introduce himself as someone entirely different.
Ooh. Oh, that's weird.
What?
The first creature to ever be posted is the Kiridan.
Hmm.
Honestly, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I'm really hoping I don't have to use Peaks for too long, though. I was enjoying playing Dominic.
Yeah.
Dice really hate him, though.
Number 5 sounds like me when you were talking about the sitting on things. Because whenever I sit on the sofa, I always sit on the back of the sofa. Like, like things will jump up on the back of the sofa and they'll like sit there.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing with that. That's bad. Go back. I don't like it.
Well, it doesn't look good. But that's what I'll do. I will sit on the back of the sofa for no apparent reason
Honestly,
other
it's
than
just kind of fun.
yeah.
I just thought of something. Does
Hmm.
it count as sitting normally if he takes a running jump and lands normally? Like a
No, that would
full
not be
speed
normal.
sprint.
That would not be normal, but you would have to roll to see if you land.
Does he land or does he knock it backwards? Just like it's a serious meeting and just this dude comes running in.
Just no, he casually is just like, excuse me, real quick. He walks out. He like pushes the chair out a bit, walks out of the room, and then all of a sudden comes sprinting back in, lands in the chair. She's like, okay, let's begin.
Oh my god, yes! Yes! Why are you looking at me like that?
What
Let's
what
go!
why are you here? I like is there something wrong with my hair?
That is genius.
just like an important deal, just doing that. Your entire team has seen it enough time, while the other people are just like, y'all are okay with this.
I mean, we can't stop him, so.
Try stopping a bullet train.
That was how Clatter was. Literally, nobody could catch her, so no one could stop her.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one time it was like, and and you just let her do this. Well, I mean, she doesn't take anything usually, and well, to stop her would mean to catch her. And you want to try? And there was one point where one of her phrases was "hit things," and we found um this like this old ruins, and there was a hole in a wall, but basically these ruins were falling apart, and because of that it was a literal force of creation. Like, it would interact strangely with anything it touched. One of the party members affixed it to the end of a pole and then made the mistake of handing it to Clatter. And she's staring at
Oh,
it, and she finally goes, "Hit things!" And the bard, our leader, realizes his mistake. But the funny thing is that we had a goblin paladin named Udair, and basically he was a paladin of Bahamut. However, he was definitely not worshipping the right way. So the whole platinum dragon thing, he thought that meant money.
oh.
Yeah, so he he tended to get attacked during his sermons or whatever. He, because he'd just preach on the street, and Clatter found it extremely entertaining. Like, there were a lot of useful phrases and stuff, and she could basically recite most of his sermons, whether it was to anger an enemy or whatever. But they were really good friends, to the point where he started casting light on things that she was carrying so that she no longer had to wait for the group in dark places.
Somebody just sent a picture that says therapy cobalt, don't pet. And it's a picture of somebody carrying a cobalt with a jacket that says "Do not pet me."
Oh my god, that's great. But then we had an artificer in the group at some point who made those whatever that item is that allows you to have dark vision. And now she no longer had to wait for anybody. Then she got slippers of spider climbing, and she became a nightmare.
Oh my goodness.
God, that was such a fun character to play because I literally had a soundboard.
A soundboard.
Yes.
What was on this so-called soundboard?
Um, some useful things like doors opening, footsteps, ticking clock. Um, Also memes, names, and a dragon roar, in ancient dragon roar, if I'm going to be specific, because the party survived an encounter, and she used that to terrorize every one of our opponents.
Hmm. Can I just say something real quick?
She was very hyperactive. She lived for chaos. She liked to watch people scatter when she made the sound, basically.
I just had a friend join a very large group of people, and I forgot that his Roblox name was Roblox Regrets. And I don't remember why he named himself that until I remembered he has cleared a game in less than a day that
Wow.
took me and other people 2 months to finish.
Jeez. Speed run.
He is he is a speedrunner, and now I understand again why his name is Roblox Regrets.
I'm trying to think of more fun clatter stories. Oh yeah. I forget why we needed the letter, but there was some letter, and Udair managed to stealth in and steal it, and then handed it to Clatter, and then went off to do his own thing. So JB, the bard, is like, "Have you seen Udair?" And she gets a really, really, really low uh, deception because she has bad charisma. 'Cause when you can only
Oh.
mimic, you can't talk to people very well. And so she goes, "No." He says, "All right. Where is he?" "I don't know." "Does he have the letter?" "I don't know." "Give it to me." "Gotta catch me first." That was one of her other favorite phrases. But what I had done, to make it a little easier to roleplay, um, I I had included a character in her backstory who who's a criminal basically, and the shenanigans that they got up to are heavily implied through like really really specific phrases.
Ooh.
Like, "I don't care how fast you are, it's not a good idea to steal from a dragon." Cue the entire party turning around like, "What?"
Why? Why have you done this to us?
Yeah.
That sounded so creepy. That just came
"Hello,
out of
creepy
nowhere.
child."
Why have you done this? Why have you done this?
Did you forget I was here?
I did forget you were here, and it was very creepy.
Lol.
But another one of was, "Clatter, we really need to talk about where you learned some of these phrases." "I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you."
No.
And then in the same voice. And it got to the point where, I would just say, "It's the voice." And they'd all be like, "Oh, what is she going to say now?"
We had like a cobalt, not cobalt, bird person. I forgot their
Kenku.
name.
Or Arakakra. Probably Kenku.
Arotak. No, it's not. It's not that one. It's the one that can only repeat phrases.
Okay, Kenku, yeah.
Yeah, Kenku. My brain broke. Sorry. Um, but we had an entire party and it was basically flipped. None of us could talk except for him.
Oh my god! That's great!
And it was even weirder for the fact that none of us knew when we were making our characters because the DM didn't tell any of us about the other characters. None of us knew that none of us could speak.
Well then.
So it was literally just we had to rely on the one person who could only repeat phrases to speak.
Gosh. That must be very scary.
Try walking into a room where the Kenku stutters and all of a sudden says, "I'm gonna kill you!"
Oh god.
And everyone in the room turns around and is a much higher level than you.
I'm in danger.
The definition of danger.
Yeah, but I think Clatter only got hit 3 times in that entire campaign. Because of sheer hit and run.
A sheer hit and run. This has
Mobile.
immediately
broken.
turned around to somebody screaming hacks in the corner of the room.
But like she would hit and then she would keep going because of the mobile feat. And she was usually fast enough that she could get out of the range of whatever it was. And if somebody had ranged weapons, you can bet she would be after them. She considered using bows and stuff to be cowardly. Oh my god, the difference. The shirt and then pant.
Hold on, show it again.
The shirt and then pant.
The pants. Okay, the shirt looks like it's from a really well-made game, and the pants look like they were like clip art drag and drop.
Cutscene graphics versus actual gameplay. I'm really proud of this bit.
That is true.
I'm so proud of this bit.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what was going through my brain, but like all the folds and stuff were coming really easily to me as I was doing the actual drawing. And I was going for a light, kind of silky fabric, and I think I got that perfectly.
Yes.
And the stripes, I think it would not be nearly as good without the stripes.
Yeah, the stripes
They
kind of wavy. It kind of shows like, hey, this is where it's going. This is why shading is here.
Yeah. Okay, so it seems that dinner is happening now, so I'm probably going to restart, start a new stream after I finish.
Sure.
So I'm going to sign off.